How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is post episode 2 live stream. How is everybody doing out there tonight? I hope you all having a fantastic day so far. Jody, I see you out there. How you doing tonight? How was your day, buddy? Oh, it's been fantastic. Thank you for asking. How about yourself? Let's see. Let's get ready to farm. Yes, let's keep that energy up tonight. I am just absolutely pumped. Got one more day, quote unquote, in the rest of the week, and then off for the holidays. I am really excited. Looking forward to the time off, spending some time with the family, and then later on in the week, going on vacation. Really, really looking forward to that. But yeah, just let's keep this energy up. Let's get going. Oh, I love it. Jody says you're doing good. Awesome, bud. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Now, let's see. Just going over a few last minute things. Just making sure everything is good. Everything looks to be in the green. Let's see. If you're out there in the chat, go ahead and give yourself a shout out. Let me know that you're there. Unfortunately, YouTube does not give me a notification as to who is out there. So let your voice be heard. Let's see. So we've got everything looking good. Stream health is excellent. Beauty. Let's minimize that. Just going to wait a few more minutes, see who all joins us tonight. Let's see. Okay. So as you can see, we got a couple of contracts we got in front of us, and we got a whole load of contracts to do in the background. So we are going to be busy tonight. Going to be doing a lot of stuff in the background, and yes, let's see. Like I said, we're just going to wait a few more minutes, see who else rolls in. Cole, how's it going? Good evening. How you doing tonight? Hope you had a good day so far. Like I said, we're just holding out a few more minutes to see who else joins us for tonight's stream. Happy Thanksgiving to your family. Well, happy Thanksgiving to yours as well. How's your wife doing tonight? Hopefully she's having a good day as well. Also, do you got any updates on the baby? I know you said, I think it was either last stream or the stream before, that you all went to the doctors and everything was going good so far. Wait just one more minute. Jody says, hi, Cole. And I am really excited because here in a minute I'm gonna show off. I'm gonna show that I learned a thing, and I'm really excited about learning said thing. Be a nice little addition to the stream here, so I'm gonna do that right off the bat as soon as we get rolling. Okay, so it is now 9:34. Let's get this party rocking. Okay, so like I mentioned, I learned a thing the other day. Let's go ahead and open up the map because I'm going to have to figure out where things are. But the thing that I learned. So typically throughout the streams here lately, I've been trying my best to remember to list out all my social medias and contacts because of how unreliable YouTube can be in notifications and things like that. So I went on to try and figure out how I can do a better job at kind of relaying that message, because what ends up happening is I'll remember sometime during the stream, and then I'll just try and remember what my social medias are off the top of my head. And unfortunately, none of my social medias are the same. So inevitably causes me to then go through, look up what each one is, and I sit there and hum and haw for a few minutes until I figure out, where to locate each of the social medias. Well, this is the thing I learned. Ta-da! Down at the bottom left-hand corner now, you should be able to see all my social medias, and it'll just kind of hang out there at the bottom so that if anybody is interested, I will no longer have to point it out beyond this point. It'll just kind of be there for anybody who's interested. Go ahead and check it out. Like I said, I use it mainly as just a mechanism to, try and cover YouTube from, actually putting out the word. So you'll get updates on any content that gets posted, any kind of just behind the scenes kind of things will pop up there every once in a while as well. And yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that. Let's see. I just realized that I minimized the chat. There we go. On top of all that, learning said thing, I had mentioned how the rest of the week is looking. Well, as we all know, we are approaching the holidays. We got Thanksgiving on Thursday, and then I have a planned vacation coming up after, let's see, I think we leave Saturday. And we're going to head out and about and meet up with some family, and really, really looking forward to it. It's one of those... my optimal vacation where I literally just go out in the middle of nowhere and disconnect from the world, all the hustles and bustles of it. So really looking forward to it. So the channel is going to go not completely silent, but everything is going to be kind of, at a snail's pace kind of thing. I might miss out on some new map tours that come out or anything like that, but I will catch up on them when I return. It's just one of those, let's see, I will be off from this Saturday, which is, let's see, what's today, the 21st? Saturday is the 25th, so I'll be gone Saturday and returning, I believe, on the 3rd. So I will do my best to catch up on everything as quickly as possible. Any map tours, map updates, anything along those lines, just to make sure that we are, keeping up with things and keeping the channel up to date. So that is the plan. Let's see. Jody says everything is going good. The doctor, the baby is looking real good. My wife says, hey Jody's wife, how's it going? And I'm so glad and excited to hear about the baby and everything going good, bud. That's fantastic. Really, really happy to hear about that. Just so happy for you. It's one of those that I don't remember if I've said this on stream, but I'll go ahead and repeat it if I have. But my daughter is the one thing in my life I never realized I needed. It's one of those that it completely changes you, like to the very core. And oftentimes, for not just the better, but for the extreme better, because you oftentimes find yourself no longer thinking about yourself and whatnot, is that you tend to think more of, your child. Ooh, bunker silo is done fermenting. Ooh, nice. But anyways, you oftentimes think about more than just yourself. You think of everybody around you, and especially the child. And it's one of those things that you become more selfless and more willing to kind of put others above yourself. And it's a fantastic thing. It just, like I said, it's the thing in my life I never knew I needed. So really happy for you guys. Really, really can't wait for the big day to come, and wishing both of you nothing but the best. KJ Wiggums, hey, how's it going, bud? How you doing tonight? Hope you have a fantastic day so far. I really love Irish maps. Yes, this is a really good map too. Maypole Farm is a solid map. I'm really enjoying it, and I love the ability how you can customize it and make it your own. You can remove all the hedges. You can remove all the buildings. You can literally just tear it down to bare bones, nothing, and then put in whatever you want. That's one thing I really love about this map. And I know a lot of maps are like that, but specifically with these hedges there, and I think it was Alien Jim that kind of first came up with this as a concept or as an idea. I could be wrong about that, but one of those that using these as kind of the periphery and the border of farms, fields, and all that stuff, it gives you the sense of being hemmed in and tight in the field uh, without actually being committed to that space kind of thing. I know there's other maps like I think it's what Bally Springs, um, not necessarily an Irish map, but just other maps in general where it's really tight. The fields are really kind of close together and whatnot, but there's collisions within the hedges and makes it to where you can't expand it, you can't do anything about it, and it's a real bummer. And I might be misquoting Bally Springs. Bally Springs might not be one of them, but I know there's others that are similar to this map where things are really tight and makes it really difficult to work with, but it's also a challenge. It's really nice. Let's see, we've got KJ says busy day at work and it's carried over late into the night. Oh, sorry to hear that, bud. That stinks. Well, it's one of those that helps the day fly by, hopefully. Jody says, I appreciate it, being a real good friend. Hey, no problem, bud. No problem at all. Like I said, it's one of those that when the big day comes, it just completely changes you, and it's one of the most thrilling and exciting things to ever have happened to me personally. Um, and like I said, it's made me grow so much that let me think. I'm trying to be a little bit more articulate about this one. It's made me grow so much as an individual because one, it forces you to, but two, it, like I said, it makes you think beyond yourself and try to be more selfless and not as selfish. And not saying that people are necessarily selfish, set and stop, but you become more self-aware of everything around you, and then you also get this sense and this drive of how you want to leave the world kind of thing. Not necessarily like a legacy per se, but how do you want to not necessarily be remembered, but how you want to be be thought of through their eyes kind of thing. Because through the eyes of a child, the parent is God kind of thing. And they are the entire world. And when you think about it like that, it's that sense of um, duty that kicks in, to protect them and to nurture them and to foster a space for them to exist in the world without, one, without limitations, but um, without the predations of the world being able to get to them, which falls into that protection portion. But it's more than just that. It's a sense of like I said, just overall duty, duty to something beyond yourself, and it creates a deep sense of purpose, and it's fantastic. Like I said, it's something that I never knew I needed until it happened. Let's see. KJ says Irish Connor is working on coming out with a Valley Springs extension, hoping it comes out by Christmas. But like they said, never know for sure. Oh, that'd be cool. Do you know like what kind of things that they would be doing with that extension, or have they not really have they been kind of tight-lipped about that? Jody says the map maker did a good job. Yes, 100% did a good job. So the map maker here is Cavalier Roy, and big shout out to Cavalier Roy on this map. And I know he's done several others, but this one I think was like just absolutely fantastic because of how modular and how creative the individual can be within the parameters of said map without it being just a complete start from scratch map. You start with something, but you have the ability to start with absolutely nothing as well, and I really like that. Let's go ahead and hop away from this field and go to the next one, which is 133. That's across the street, is it not? Yes, it is. Haha. Perfect. Let's see. Let's catch up here. Jody says it's a blessing from God. 100%, bud. 100. KJ says they had the PDF up, and I'm pretty sure that they are more fields, but I'm not 100% sure because they didn't go into detail. Gotcha. Okay, well, it's one of those that any kind of update outside of degrading, like taking things away, kind of thing, is always a welcome thing in my mind. It's one of those that it always. Oh wow, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was. Didn't realize that there was a disc harrow this massive. Holy smokes. I'm so not used to using these tractors. I'll sit there and get all twitchy because you can turn so quick, and it's really aggressive in the ability of its turning circle is absolutely nuts. Well, that's okay. Twitchy fingers, I'll figure it out. You eventually get used to it, and you start doing at least decent. But I say the same thing about when it comes to the all the wiggle bottom tractors. The like the Case Steigers and the articulating tractors. Those are so, I don't want to say they're difficult. They're not difficult, but they're just not as natural of a feel when you turn and try to maneuver them around. But it's one of those that you eventually get comfortable with, get used to it, and you kind of go from there. I remember growing up, my dad, he used to work at a construction company. He was a heavy duty engine mechanic. He used to work on like all the big Caterpillar engines and the big old diesel, the massive. He still has tools to this day from when he worked there. That, I mean, these things are bigger than your leg. It's massive. Like, there's this one wrench, I vividly remember it to this day, that is as long as my leg, and I'm 6'2", 6'3", depending on what grocery store I come out of. And the head of the wrench itself is, I don't know, maybe about as big as my knee. It is absolutely massive. Never seen anything like it before or since. And one of those where it just kind of gives you like a scope of the scale that's, that is this kind of equipment, farm equipment, and just the big as equipment can be in general. Full sentence stop. Let's see. So what do we got going on here in the chat? We've got, hey, Hillbilly Farmer, how's it going? Cooking dinner, but I'm listening. Well, hey, thanks for joining us tonight. Hope you had a fantastic day so far. Saskatchewan, hey, how's it going? Hope you had a good day as well. Let's see. He says FS22 is getting a Gleaner S98 combine soon from Sid Modding. Ooh, nice. KJ says CFL, hello, sir. Saskatchewan says, I just created a multiplayer. KJ, when's the next stream? Excellent, excellent. Let's see. So now we've got this going. Let's just make sure that we're able to kind of let the worker be. Only doing the one pass around. You never know. They could, you know, I want to think of a way, like an adjective that uses the kind of AI as a sense of doing something wrong. So we all know about the AI and what they can see, right there. There we go. Okay. So it looks like we ought to be good from here. So now... And now we have 102. Where is that? Ooh. How do I get to you? That's the one thing I have to do to this time is try and figure out how to get to each field using this overhead view. Okay. Oh, it's through the backside of the farm. Okay. Okay. And we're gonna need... some fertilizer. Before we head out, let me go ahead and see what everyone's saying so far. Let's see. KJ says, not sure. My father had a heart attack. We bought a house and life has been crazy. Oh, KJ, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, hopefully your dad's doing okay. Let's see. Hillbilly Farmer says, my day went great. How are you doing? Doing fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Thoughts and prayers, says Saskatchewan. Yes, absolutely. Thoughts and prayers. Really hope that your dad's okay and is doing, you know, on the road to recovery. Let's see. Dad, hopefully everything goes well. Let's see. Meg says, good evening, everyone. Meg, how are you doing tonight? Hope you're having a fantastic night. Let's see. I just created a multiplayer server on FS22 on PC Grain Harvest. Okay, nice, nice. CFL says, or KJ says, CFL appreciate, and says in return, no problem. Now let's see. Let's go. Boop, boop, boop. Let's get us some fertilizer. I think 2 pallets should be enough. Let's see. So, anyways, like I was saying about the equipment there, you know, like to this day, you know, my father, he lives with us, and he's got a lot of his tools still stored away in one of the sheds on the property here. And to this day, he's still got some of this equipment, and it is just absolutely massive. So to kind of give scale... Oh, so... I wasn't sure if I was gonna say this, but I just got the green light, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. So, Meg's 48189 said hello earlier. That is my wife. So everybody, say hi to my wife. How you doing, sweetie? Didn't want to just call it out on stream without knowing if you wanted me to call it out. Pipin' Paul, how's it going? Says hi, all watching the stream while I'm on night shift. Awesome, glad to hear it. Hope you're having a good night so far, and hopefully it's going to be a good shift. CFL says I have FS22 on PC and PS5. Nice. Ooh, where was that going again? Oh yeah, 102. That's right. All right, so the worker, looks like the worker's doing their job. I guess it's the first time for everything. Oh, gotta love the AI workers. And I mean that genuinely. It's one of those, yes, you can have so many issues with the AI on FS22, and just FS in general. But, I mean, plain and simple, thankfully we have the AI. It's one of those things I would hate to do every single chore around the farm, every single job, all by myself. It's one of those things I'll put up with a little bit of heartache every once in a while with the workers not working exactly the way that I want them to, rather than having to do every single detail, you know, by myself. And it just allows you to be able to exponentially um, get more work done with those workers. So it's one of those, I might give them a hard time every once in a while, but it's all in good fun kind of thing. Let's see. I'll get around this corner and then catch back up with the chat, see how things are going. Let's see. So I need to... I tell you what, too. Another thing that I like about this, even though when you've got a 2x by 2x map like this one here, you don't get as much of the fine detail on the outer periphery as you would on, let's say, a smaller map. Ooh, I am drifting. Woo! Like on the outer periphery there, you can see just all the really kind of graininess and just kind of, you know, I don't want to say blah, but it's one of those you get a definite resolution loss. But on this map, I feel like it does a really good job not tearing you away so badly by being close to the outside edge. There's so many maps out there that the detail of the outer periphery is just so bad that for me personally, it just takes you away from the entire map. And it's one of those, I would rather see a wall of trees or a wall of rocks or something like that rather than some of the borders and peripheries I see out there on some maps. But this one I think is a kind of a right down the middle of, yeah, you get that resolution loss, you get kind of that thing, but it's not so bad as to be able to like suck you out of the immersion being up against the edge of the map. Let's see. So let's catch up with everybody. CFL says, "Well, I'm heading just to say hi. Have a great guys. See y'all later." Well, CFL, thank you for joining us. Hopefully you have yourself a great night. And he also says, "How's the new DLC going?" So far, the DLC is going fantastic. As I mentioned, I think in the last stream, it's one of those where I wasn't too keen on the map. Zeylonka is just not my favorite, you know, for many different reasons. But it's one of those that I think the DLC itself is really good because of all the things that it brought into it. All the new crops, all the new equipment, all the just stuff that we now have access to. I really like that. So I think that the map, meh, it is what it is. But because of the equipment, saved it in my opinion. And really kind of gives you a good ability to do root crops in kind of a new way. I really do like the bits of equipment that they threw into the map and made it to where it's now you have different options as to how to harvest. You can put things into pallets, and the pallets can be stored on the field until you get to pick them up. You can, I mean, like I said, there's just so many different ways that you can do it. So in my opinion, I think that it was overall a good DLC, especially in comparisons to some of the others that we've gotten up into this point. So there is that contract done. Let's see what else everybody is saying. Hillbilly Farmer says, "Hello, Meg. Glad you finally joined us." Meg says, "Same." Dust Bunny says, "Good evening, everybody." Dust Bunny, how's it going? Hopefully you're having a great day so far. Let's see. So now that we're done with that one, what do we want to do next? Ooh, you know what? Let's do the plowing. Let's get these ones off the board where we can actually just set the worker off and let them do their thing. Let's see, which one was that again? 79. No. 93. Where's 93? Oh, 93 is right next to the main farm. So let's go ahead and grab the plow. Is this one that you can... Oh no, it's all tucked away. There we go. So yeah, we just need to go up the main road for the main farm in the middle of the map, and then we can hit 93. And this one, because of the type of plow it is, I'm just going to let the worker go. I'm not going to bother trying to babysit it or watch it go around the periphery or anything like that. So let's see. Yes, this is the turn. And oh, that's a withered crop. I don't see too many of these. It's pretty rare that I see a map maker actually use a crop that gets withered. Huh. Okay, well, cool. So let's see, how can I best set this up? I'm thinking, I'm thinking if we go kind of north-south and start in this corner, maybe? Oh, you know what? I can see the lines. So, little tip here. If you kind of zoom out and you can see the lines in the field, if you want kind of best results for AI and whatnot, follow those lines, and they'll kind of best guide you as to where to, turn them loose, kind of thing. Like I said, I'm not gonna, babysit and do headlands or anything like that. I'm just going to let the worker work. And it looks like this is going to be such a small plow and whatnot. There's enough of a border around the field that I shouldn't have to necessarily babysit them and whatnot. Let's see. That's when he says, my day has been good. Hello, Miss Meg. Good to finally meet you. That's when he also says, Miss Meg, you should have Big Daddy get you a headset so you could talk with us. That's absolutely true. I have talked to her about it several times now, and one of those where she has agreed to do it. It's just got to figure out the when kind of thing. Meg says, we're actually planning on doing that very soon, yes. And Dustbane says, awesome. So nice to meet you as well. Ooh, contract is done. That is this one here. Stop that. Oh, both of them are done. Boop, boop. Perfect. All right, so we're doing good so far. Well, now, I don't know if I want to do potatoes because they take forever. Field 41. What is Field 41? Where are you? Oh, there it is. Ooh, that's a fairly decent sized field for this map. I think we'll skip potatoes for now. I think I should really concentrate on sorghum for the horses. That's something that we need. We need sorghum. There's some more sorghum. Some more sorghum. All right, so we've got 3 contracts for sorghum. Let's do those. We'll start with 13. Booyah. Let's do that. Oops. Let's see, so it was 13 down at the southern farm, so that's down here. Let's see. This is 13. So I can follow this road. I think this is the one that takes you... Yes, okay. Yep. Perfect. Go ahead and send the worker with this, and then I'll just hook up to the harvester as we normally do, and I will drive that. Let's see. So we want field 13. We'll park, I think, right there. And there they go. Let's see. Just when he says, Miss Meg, have you ever tried actually playing the game? It can be very intimidating at first, but after you play for a while, it's not so bad. go ahead and put this on the trailer. And in typical Dave fashion, we just throw it. I love that feature. Oh, I cannot express just how much that is such a huge improvement from FS19 to 22. I mean, personally, I would almost never use headers in 19 because of how bad the journey was. It was just one of those that any other way I could think of to get the trailer or get the header from one location to the next, that's the way I was doing it. Ooh, there we go. I think that's the turn right there. I'm going to take that as a yes. Oh, there's a pole right there. Oh my goodness, there's several poles. What's going on? Oh, I'm making a real hash of this one. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dearie dear. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Ignore the crazy guy in the giant machine just bashing into everything. Oh my goodness. What is happening here? There we go. Now we're talking. There's the one thing I will say is I feel like some of the equipment that's given on contracts are not the most optimal for the map. Either some of them are too large, like this one I feel might be a little bit too large for the map itself. Or I actually had a mowing contract. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I might be able to show it. So I found a mowing contract the other day. Yeah, no. Was it this one? It was this one. Yes. So take a look at the quote-unquote tractor they give you for this. They give you the hay and forage DLC truck, and it only has a front 3-point link. It doesn't have an actual trailer. The problem is that the mower, yeah, you can put on the front 3-point link, that's fine, but this is a silage contract, and the windrower that they give you is a 3-point linked windrower. So you can't put it on the front of the tractor. It doesn't have a connection that will allow you to drive forward. So you'd either have to connect it to the front and drive in reverse the whole way, or you'd have to get other equipment. But then they also give you the round bale grabbers. 2 sets of those. Well, again, you don't have 3-point links in the rear. So you have no way of using both sets of grabbers. It just seemed like a really odd kind of bit of equipment to give. So it's one of those, I don't know if that was maybe an oversight or if it was just randomly generated. I'm not quite sure how that all works in the background kind of thing. When map makers, you know, create contracts, if they kind of give like a generalized category. Ooh, that was probably silly of me. Just parking that right there. We'll pull this. Let me think. Let's pull this in here. I'll figure out a way to get it all turned around. Maybe something like this. Is there an exit? Maybe. Come on. Big money, no whammies. Yes, exit. Ha ha ha. Cool. Don't worry, just cutting through your farm. Don't mind me. Oh, you know what? Wait, no. Okay, no. Okay, sorry. I'm tiny areas flummox me every once in a while. All right, now how are we gonna... Oops. All right, before I get going, let me check on the chat and see what everybody's saying so far. So we've got Let's see. Okay, so Dust Bunny says to Hillbilly Farmer and I both play, and we're on our late. Wow, words are hard tonight. Hillbilly Farmer and I both play, and we're in our late 60s. I started playing FS19 about 6 months before FS22 came out, and Hillbilly Farmer started in 2022. Meg says, I haven't played yet. I'm hoping once Dave and I play together, I'll get more into it. Dust Bunny says, I think that would be wonderful if you two play together. You could play multiplayer on a live stream. That would be fun. I'd actually had mentioned to the stream, and I believe I talked to Meg about it, where we had discussed doing a kind of a similar thing that Mr. Sealy P did, where it was just kind of a streamed version of me teaching her how to play, what buttons do what, and how to kind of go, from a beginner's level, and just let her do everything and anything that she wanted to do. Just kind of let it be not a free-for-all, but a kind of guided free-for-all. If she wanted to do mowing, she can do mowing. If she wanted harvesting, she can do harvesting. And at the time, I think that we talked about that. It was pretty well received. Let's see. Dust Bunny says, I think that would be wonderful. Or no, I read that already. As you can tell by the way Big Daddy Dave drives, it doesn't matter how long you've played the game. You still do silly stuff like drive into trees. Thanks, Dust Bunny. I appreciate you having my back. That's what I'm hoping to get it to. Hopefully I pick up quick. Hillbilly Farmer says, the game for me turns out to be a lot more fun than I thought it would be, and then become addicting. 100%. Dust Bunny says, good evening, Miss Hillbilly Farmer. Thank you for letting me know that Big Daddy was live and that Miss Meg is live with him. Appreciate it. Meg says, Hillbilly Farmer, Dave seems to think once that I get the hang of it that I'll like it. How long have you been playing? Hillbilly Farmer says, or in ditches, or find yourself at the bottom of a river. Yes, I've done that many a times too. Meg says, I think for about a year. Meg, awesome, glad you like it so much. Hillbilly Farmer says, you're welcome, Dust Bunny. Hillbilly Farmer says, and then when you get to watch great content creators like Big Daddy Dave, it makes it much more interesting and fun. Meg says, yeah, I'm going to start watching some content creators and see what they do too. Awesome, awesome. Now that we're all caught up, let's figure out how we can, you know what? I don't have to worry about their fields. Oh my goodness. One of those that I genuinely would love to see just how somebody could actually harvest this field. Like, legitimately, how would you get this monster of a harvester in here connected and not destroy and run over the crop? I don't see, logistically, I just don't see how you could do it. You'd have to have a second tractor towing the trailer. You'd have to have this maybe staged here, the trailer then pulled in this direction, connect to it in this corner with the harvester like right here, and then have the tractor carry the trailer this, like, that is just a logistical nightmare. I don't know how you could do it. But it's one of those two that when let's see, how am I gonna get rid of this trailer without smacking into everything? Okay, something like that maybe. Oof. No, stop. No, please don't come back. All right. Oh my goodness, why? No, Dave, it would be a great idea. Go ahead and pick a small map with big equipment. It's okay. You can do it. Oh, gotta love it. Oftentimes my optimism, and I'm going the wrong direction. We're batting 1,000 tonight. There we go. Now we're talking. We'll give the trailer a little bump, just a little kiss. It's okay. Oh my goodness. I don't know what's going on tonight. Can you tell it was a good day? It was a really good day today. For no other reason than just good to be alive. And that's not true. I got to spend time with my daughter, a little bit of time with my wife. Unfortunately, she had to work extremely late tonight. I felt really bad, but got to spend some quality time with my little lady in my life, so I was pretty tickled pink about that. And then at some point, I was sitting on the couch with her in my lap, and I ended up halfway falling asleep with her on my lap, and she was just kind of sitting there and cuddled up under a blanket. It was nice. I enjoyed it. But it was one of those where, unfortunately, my wife came and stole her from me and ended up waking me up in the process. But it's okay. I still love her. I'll forgive her. Let's see. So, what do we got going on here in chat? Figure out where I left off here. Oh, here we go. Meg says, I've got an early work day tomorrow, so I'm going to sign out for the night. I'll come back on another live soon. Can't wait to get set up so Dave and I can start streaming together. Good night, everybody. Oh, good night, sweetie. I love you. Have yourself a great night. Let's see, Dust Bunny says, oops, I'm drifting in the field and approaching the end. BDD, you might want to show Miss Meg the series of Mr. CLP showing his wife how to play. You could probably put her more at ease if she can see how it can start out. Yes, 100%. That's a great idea. I'll definitely set her up with that. Dust Bunny says, good night, Miss Meg. Look forward to our next chat. Take care. Excellent, excellent. Well, sweetie, I appreciate you hopping on and saying hi to everybody. Fantastic that you did. So now we're gonna finally, hopefully without any more problems, fingers crossed, we'll be able to get this all taken care of. See, this isn't that large of a field. That's why I'm shocked that I have a piece of equipment this large. But you know what, like I said, I really like the concept of this map because all of this, if I don't want these hedges here, if I own this land, I can take out all these hedges, all the collisions will disappear as well. So it's one of those, you know, I can sit here and say, oh, well, how would you do this? How would you do that? Well, I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. You know, it's just one of those, if I so choose, I can buy the land, rip out these posts, and all of them are gone, kind of thing. So, like I said, I really like that as a feature in a map. I really like that Cavalier Roy did that. Again, massive shout out to Cavalier Roy and this map. This is, like I said, I personally think this is a really solid map and a really good example of what can be done and the creative nature of a lot of map makers, not just, you know, Cavalier Roy, but just a lot of map makers. They install all these little special features and little things that are so unique to their style, to their map. And it's just fantastic to see just how creative, you know, somebody can be over another creator, over anybody else is just, it's a real sight to see. Let's see. So I think wow, it's one of those that even with this large of equipment, it still takes every bit of 2 passes before I feel comfortable with just turning a worker loose. But even with the worker getting set loose, it's not like they're going to have a lot left after the 2 passes. So one of those where you can't, I mean, I could set the worker off and maybe they would catch everything, but with the edge of the field being right on top of things, I just don't know if the worker would just get hung up on something or not. And I just looked at the stream and saw the social medias there at the bottom left-hand corner. I'm so tickled pink about that. I ended up working on that the other day because I was sitting there thinking about, after our last live stream, about how I could better show my other social medias without having to sit there and on the fly try to look up the handles, my usernames and whatnot. And I was watching some content creator, I can't remember who, and then I saw that there were the overlays on their screen as they were streaming, and it dawned on me, it's like, well, why don't you do something like that? So I ended up, getting all the, the pictures and all that stuff relevant to my social medias that I have, and ended up creating what you see there in the bottom left hand corner. Now I was pretty tickled pink. I think it turned out rather well. So I'm pretty happy about that. And I am no expert when it comes to photo editing or anything like that. I'm very much a novice, so it might not look to be the greatest in the world, but I mean it serves its purpose. It does what I need it to. Oh, okay, well, they're doing, ooh, okay, so maybe they're not doing as good as I thought they would, but that's just kind of the outer periphery and the edges, so that's not that big of a deal. Let's go ahead and fire this up. Grain tank full. See, that worked out rather nicely. Where do I gotta take this? Kind of reminds me. Where is that? Is that the grain mill? That is the grain mill. Okay. See, I'm learning. I'm learning where things are. I still have to figure out how to get to places, but I'm learning. He can be taught. Oh my goodness. There we go. So now I think we can leave the worker go. Let's accept another contract, not the one where the silly equipment is there. See, all these make sense. That one just blows my mind. I ended up accepting this one. I came on here to kind of just mess around a little bit, just to see, what kind of options I have available for the next episode and things like that. And I accepted a couple of contracts that I was getting ready for the live stream. I was getting ready to, I was going to accept some contracts and have it ready to where oftentimes what happens with my save game, and others might not experience this or not, but I'm not sure, where there'll be a whole mess of contracts on my screen, and then all of a sudden those contracts just disappear for one reason or another. And it's often like fertilizing contracts. So especially with a fertilizing contract, I'll jump all over those. Whenever I see them pop up, I immediately accept them without hesitation. because one, they're very expensive. I can get a lot of money for them, but at the same time, it's one of those, they're the first ones to leave. So one of those where those are quick to be accepted. But I accepted this one, um, with a couple of fertilizing contracts when I last came on in preparation for this, and just was starting to kind of look through things and check out the inventory and whatnot. And that's when it occurred to me, there's no 3-point link on the rear of that vehicle there. And yeah, it's just nothing was going to work out. I don't even think it has a rear PTO. So technically I wouldn't have been able to run the baler. I wouldn't have been able to run the windrower, the wrapper, anything. Like, none of that stuff would have worked. In reality, in the game, you can run anything you want without the PTO actually being hooked up. But it's just one of those where, it just seems weird to me. Just seems really, really weird. What do I want to do? That's hey. Let's make some silage. Why not? Let's make some silage. Oh, and we're gonna get those wrappers, or those bale grabs. Blech. How about this one? This looks like a big contract. We got so many round bales. Yeah, here's another one. Let's see. So, Hillbilly Farmer says, I'm probably late, but good night, Meg. I hope you have a good night, good day, and work tomorrow. I will, yeah, I think she's already hopped off, but I'll go ahead and wish her good night for you, Hillbilly Farmer. And let's see, what? You know what? Let's just keep on going with some more sorghum contracts. Let's just make sure our horses are well fed and taken care of. Nope, I'm going the wrong direction. There we go. So, which one was this? This was 97? Yeah, 97. So, where's 97? That's behind the BGA. Can I get there from the BGA? There's that. Oh, I gotta get this side road and then turn in. Okay. Okay. That works. There we go. Let's go ahead and send this over. It's not like they're going too far. Oops. Go to. Put that right there. And Hillbilly Farmer says, thank you very much, Big Daddy. No problem. No problem at all. Yeah, and it was actually a rather pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting Meg to hop on tonight. So it was really nice to have her just kind of come on stream, and it was even better that, I got to say that, hey, she's my wife. Like I said, I wasn't planning on her hopping in. I wasn't sure if she would have wanted me to, shout her out and let everybody know who she was. So it was one of those, I kind of played that one cautiously. I really hope that we can get something set up to where, I can get her on here and really kind of start getting her familiar and comfortable with playing the game, and then, potentially us playing something together. I just think that'd be fantastic. Like I said, I think it'd be really cool to kind of set up a little series with her, kind of showing her the ropes and how to play and whatnot. Just kind of be like a general, it'd be a tutorial and guide for her as to how to play, but I think it'd be kind of cool for anybody else who's just kind of getting used to Farming Simulator themselves, kind of thing. Because I think that Mr. Sealy P and his run through with his wife, I think not only served a purpose of showing her how to play, but I think it also showed anybody who's interested in starting out in playing Farming Simulator, I think it was a really good kind of tutorial as to how to actually play the game and all the things that you'll see, a new player come across, kind of thing. It's one of those where people often learn the best when they kind of like see things in practice, not necessarily just having something told to them, but where they can actually get a hold of, either get a hold of, in this case, the controller, or actually see things like in real time, like they can actually like get the visualization rather than some words in a book or text on a screen or whatever the case may be. It's one of those where I know me personally, I learn the most when I have something in my hands, when I'm sitting there and can actually work with something, do with something. um, that's the fastest and quickest way that I can pick up something. Somebody can sit there and tell me something until they're blue in the face, and I'll probably sit there and stare at them blankly the whole time because I have no practical knowledge at that point. But the moment I get the tools in my hand, or the controller, whatever, then it starts adding up, it starts making more sense. And it also is more natural in the sense that you can kind of answer those questions in real time. Why are you doing this? How are you doing this? Kind of thing. Is there a a game application versus a real life application, kind of thing. you know it's just one of those that, like I said, I think that she would get a huge kick out of it. Like she said, as soon as she actually got the controller in her hands and tried to actually play the game itself. So I'm still working on it. We're still trying to get everything all set up to where she can to where she'll be able to come on, hang out, and do all this as well. Let's see. And there is a pretty good buffer on this end, so I might get away with just setting off the worker. Let's see down here. Oh, and I got the tractor right in the way. Yeah, there's plenty of space on that side. Oof, there's a pole. Let's see, can I kind of skirt around without getting the workers away? Yes, perfect. Okay. That there. Good night, love you. Oh, I'm dropping my headphones. Okay, so we got that there. Oh, looks like that's done. Oh yeah, perfect. Well, let's just drive it over. So this is going to the grain mill, correct? I think it is. Okay. So sorghum grain mill. How do I get to the grain mill from here? Nope. What am I doing? Okay, so we're right here. We've got to get over to here. So if I come back here, and can I go? Nope, that's a dead end. That's a dead end. This just takes me all the way out to my farm, I think. So I've got to leave. I've got to leave out the same way I came in. That's alright, though. It's a little longer of a trip, but it is what it is. So let's see. 23,346 liters out of this field. That means 2,300 liters I should be able to keep, roughly. 97 is at 20%. Okay. Let's see. So we go. Whoa. I always forget about the four-wheel steering on this thing. These JCBs. I love the tractors with four-wheel steering because when you're going slow, it's not a big deal. But the moment you start going at speed, especially because these things go 40 miles an hour, you get to turn really fast. There we go. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I need to turn here at this junction. And then this road takes me all the way to the grain mill. I think I'm right. Yes, I think that's the grain mill right there. Perfect, that is it. Is this the road? Yes, it is. And then grain mill. Yay! I figured it out. There we go. And tip. All right, 2,300 is what we're aiming for. And oh. There it is. Okay. Whew. A little twitchy with the button, but we only sold $64 worth of product, so all that is mine. Now let's take this over to the farm. I'll dump this out. Let me think. I'll dump this out at the horses. Yes, I think I'll put that in the horses. I'll double check their feed level just to make sure I'm not getting too out of proportion. And can I tell you, I am so excited. This is the first Let's Play where I've actually dabbled in horses. So it's one of those that I'm glad that we actually got it really early on. I wasn't planning on getting horses this quickly, but I'm really excited that it happened and that we can now kind of give it time to grow, give it time to... Ooh, I still have that trailer. Whoops. I forgot I had the trailer. Alright, before I dump this in there, let me first get in position. Okay. There. Okay, so that would give me roughly 5,000 change liters of food. Yeah, that's gonna go in there. There we go. At 5,100 liters, and yeah, that's working out pretty good. If I keep bringing more sorghum over here, I can... Let's see, it looks like roughly about 50,000 liters is the total capacity. So for those who haven't seen my how to care for videos, where I kind of went in depth in the animal, into each individual animal and how they end up working. So this map actually has something unique about the horses I didn't realize before actually starting the horses, is that these actually accept root crops in them. And because the new premium expansion is technically a root crop, or at least is categorized as root crops, they fall into this category for the horses. So I was able to use parsnips as a part of my root crops to get the animals fully fed. But for those who hasn't seen the series, how this system works is you basically take each panel as their own set of information. So looking at the right panel, looking under the food section, you have a total capacity, and that's going to give you the full amount of storage that can fit for each of the pens or pastures that you're working with. In this case, it looks like the total capacity is about 50,000. I'm guessing here, about 50,000 liters. And then within that total capacity, you have these kind of subcategories that you need to use in order to get a expected percentage. And you want to have at least 100% of the percentage filled out so that you can get the maximum amount of health and the maximum amount of productivity depending on the animal. In this case, we're looking at horses, so productivity isn't an issue. But if you're looking at, say, your sheep here, you want your productivity to be at 100%. You want their health to be at 100% because their productivity is going to produce the product that they're using. In this case, for sheep, it's wool. And their health is going to determine their either their puberty growth or their reproduction growth kind of thing. So it's one of those where you want to be as close to 100% as possible. So of these subcategories that we're talking about that, fill out the total capacity, you can look and see the base food, the hay, and the root crops. Each one of those numbers on the right-hand side add up to the 22,000 that I have in the total capacity. So the base food, in this case for horses on this map, is oats and sorghum. That's base food. So you need to have at least something in that base food in order to get 57% of their effectiveness, not their effectiveness, of their health and their productivity. Again, for horses, productivity is moot, but for the kind of general sakes, we're going to continue to throw that in there. And then they also have another subcategory of hay, that's 38%. So between those two categories gives you 95% of their total health and productivity. And then root crops is the rounding out there, and that includes your potatoes, sugar beets, parsnips, carrots, and red beets in this map. So that will give you the 100%, and they'll allow them to get up to 100% health. It'll allow them to grow in their puberty, and it'll allow them to grow in their reproduction once they reach maturity, kind of thing. So it's one of those where you want to make sure that you're getting it to at least 100% or higher. Let's see. Nah, bro films. Hi. Whoa. Well, hi. How you doing, nah, bro? Hope you're having a good day so far. Let's see. So that's kind of the quick explanation of the animals. Let's see. Let's go ahead and complete this contract. We don't need that anymore. Doing good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Let's go ahead and grab the next sorghum. Ooh. Yeah, see, the only thing I've noticed about these new root crop contracts on this map at least, and oh, that was something else I meant to talk about and I kind of got flustered about. So I had mentioned in the last episode, episode 2, where I had started working with, well, I don't see it, with the root crops, and I was doing the parsnips. Well, they gave you the massive harvester that you can only use with another tractor, and you have to trail beside it. Not a huge deal. It wasn't that big of a problem. Well, as I'm recording the episode, all of a sudden something happened. I don't know what. My file got corrupted, and I was recording it in sections. So I ended up missing out on the entire harvest kind of thing. So I just end up kind of popping up with 30,000 liters of excess product for the parsnips. So I was kind of bummed out. I was really looking forward to that. And I actually had a really good kind of blooper in there that would have made a really good short. But, I mean, it is what it is. Let's see. So now... right here. Go up. that's looking really poor, but it is what it is. Where is it? Oh, it's right there. Let's see. So we'll go ahead and empty this out. So let's see. We're going to empty this out. We're going to get the next contract up and running. Hopefully we'll finish the plowing here pretty soon. Once we finish the plowing, we'll be able to move on to... Let me think. We might do a baling contract. I think we're going to end up doing a baling contract. We'll figure that out, though. Okay. Something like that. Works for me. Alright, now we've got 101. Where are you? How do I get to that one? So, that's back here? Yeah, it's this field here. Oh, okay, so this is a side road from this farm. So you pull in from the main road, you follow it off to the side, and then it's this split right here, and it's all the way back. Okay. Oops. Wrong button. Yes, I will 100% agree with that. Please do not spam the chat. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and send the worker, because why not? So I think... Hey, what? No. Why? Alright, that time it worked. There we go. Oop. I love it. I love it. Alright. Now, boogie out to this field, get this done. That is the one thing, too, I like about this map. And really, I think a lot of maps are like this, where they have so many fields like this map does, is that you get the opportunity to earn money relatively fast. Yeah, you have to do a lot of contracts in order to get to that point, but it's one of those where at least the opportunity is there to be able to earn the money. I know there's other maps where you can earn tons. Ooh, come on. No. What? Don't get on top of me. There we go. And I think it was back here. Yes, around this corner here. Holy smokes. Alright, well. See, again, how do you... Like, let's say we're playing ultra realistic. There was no way that I would get away with, driving into this field like this. And, how would you do this? How could you ever get this header through this gap? I mean, look at this. The header is every bit of, I don't know, 3 feet, 4 feet too long. Yeah, I can get through it just fine because the post isn't right on the corner. But if there was a post right here, like this post here, if this post was a little bit further out this way, there'd be no way I'd be able to get into this field. And like I said, I know that there's farms and fields like this kind of farming is not unrealistic. Especially over in the UK and in parts of Europe. So it's one of those, how? How do you do that? It's one of those where it very much interests me to watch, like maybe some YouTubers, maybe um, oh goodness, there's the map Ballum Road Dairy Farming where it's based off a real life farm. Um, Pemberton, Tom Pemberton, I think that's the farmer in real life. Um, where I think he mainly does like dairy cows and things like that, so it's a lot of like grass work and stuff. Um, but I'd be interested to see if he does any like arables or anything like that, because I mean, based on at least the map, which I have no context besides the map, um, but it'd be just interesting to see if it was as difficult of driving as I see it. Like the one farming show that I tend to watch, fairly regular, is the one with Jeremy Clarkson, the Clarkson's Farm. Really good show, by the way. If you ever get a chance to watch it, I highly recommend it. Really funny, especially if you like Jeremy Clarkson from back when he was doing things like Top Gear and whatnot. It's very kind of Top Gear-esque, not in the whole cars and all that stuff, but it's that kind of mentality that Jeremy Clarkson has of everything can be solved with power, everything can be solved with just going bigger and better kind of thing, and then he, to his detriment, always kind of shoots himself in the foot kind of thing. Pipe and Paul says yes, Tom Pemberton. Okay, so I was right. I guess it'd be interesting to see some kind of UK or European farmers, to see how they actually kind of combat the driving situation. Because I mean, there's only so much space in England and in the UK in general. It's a very tiny country. So it's one of those, you kind of have to do those things just out of necessity. You have to have those really tight areas and tight farms, because there's just not the land available to do anything else. It's not like an American farm where you've got so much wide open area that everything is kind of maximized, to this space because you're able to maximize it kind of thing. And this is a massive country in comparison to England or the rest of the United Kingdom, and even to a lot of European countries. I mean, this country is massive in comparison, and the amount of farming that we can do in one state compares to several countries, and the amount of farming that they can do, and the amount of farmland that they have available to them. So like I said, it's not unusual to see farms such as these, so they're really tight, really compacted, and thus you have equipment that's suited for it. But I feel like the equipment on this map is almost too large. I think that probably in reality, based on the road structure and all that you probably wouldn't have a piece of machinery that was any larger than the Deutzfahr. Maybe a little bit larger, but I wouldn't think by much. Because you'd almost have to get the header down the road. At some point you'd have to be hooked up to it to get it to these fields. You wouldn't be able to just kind of do what I did and throw it into somebody else's field and attach there. So I don't know, just something I think about every once in a while. Especially now that I'm playing on this map. This map, like I said, I absolutely love it, but it breaks my brain every once in a while when I sit here and think of, well, how am I supposed to do that? If I was playing a series where it was absolutely Like, I put it on myself to play as realistic as possible. How would I get this specific harvester into this area hooked up? Because you'd have to get the header into this area, get it hooked up without being able to crush the crops. I don't see it being realistic, or being able to be done, kind of thing. Now again, I could be wrong. I'm always willing to accept the fact that I am not the not all knowing. That's what I'm wanting to say. I'm not all knowing. I'm not infallible, kind of thing. So it's one of those where, you know, somebody could be like, "Oh yeah, it's easy. Just do it like this," and just whips it right in there and just makes me look like an absolute clown. But again, we're doing this stream as I'm sitting here driving right over the crop I'm getting ready to harvest. So realism kind of out the window. It's all good though. But is anybody else out there in the chat, you got any good recommendations when it comes to either YouTube channels or anything like that, where it would show kind of like what I'm talking about with the really small kind of European farms, to kind of, like I said, to kind of gauge as to how, you know, they kind of cope with the smaller fields and the small aspects. Like I said, I think Tom Pemberton mainly deals with like dairy cows and things like that, so that's a lot of grass work and things like that. So I'm not certain about how much kind of arables is achieved there. Ooh, is this done? It is. Haha, nice. So that's done. Let's see. This is silage, but this one, do I want to deal with the grabs? 42. Which one's 42? Where is 42? 40. Okay, 42 is up there in the northwestish area. How do I think if I actually, here, let's think of it. Let's think of it this way. Where am I taking it to? I'm taking it to the bale market, which is just down the street. Oops. Okay, so if, whoops. 42's up there. Bale market is down there. It's not that direct. Okay. You know what? Guess we only live once. Let's do it. Okay, so we'll hook up to this. And then to this. There we go. So now, so 42 is in this direction. Let's see how we get there. Okay, right here. So, back in this direction. Okay, so this just connects down to the main road. Alright, so it's not that bad. Okay, I was thinking that was going to be like some awful trip, and nope, not bad at all. The bad part is going to be trying to get everything all loaded up in those forks. That's going to be an absolute nightmare. Those things. You know what? I don't know a single person, and if you're out there, you know, bless you. But I don't know a single person that just like, yeah, I love using those front and rear forks. They're amazing. You know, 4 bales at a time, and you got to load them manually, and they have to be just so. And if you mess it up in any way, then it doesn't get locked in place. Is it this way? I think it was this way. Like I said, if you're out there and you hear this, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're a huge fan of it, then, you know, just let me know. Let me know. But I would much rather use either an auto stack or an auto load trailer any day of the week compared to those particular forks or grabs or whatever they're called. Okay, I did make it. Okay, so let's lower that down, lower that down. Okay. Turn that on. And on the first pass, I'm going to go in the opposite direction so I can kind of get all this outer periphery grass. Something like this. And then with the windrower, I should be able to kind of flick all that stuff back in. And that's extra grass. That's going to come home with me. Well, not come home. Well, do I want to? All right, so here's the $1 million question. I have a cow barn back at the farm, and it has a machine, one of the feeding robots. Should I sell off whatever product I have left over, or should I hang on to it for when I have cows? Because now I have an excess of hay as well over at the farm. I could dump some of those hay bales into the feeder. Huh. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna give it a thought, because oops. There we go. And now that we've completed our full pass on the outside, like that, now we can kind of come in a bit. Yeah, that works perfectly. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, grain tank full. Well, let's go ahead and finish this pass, and then we can go ahead and unload them. Because then we'll just be able to set the worker off. Let's see, can I think I can set them off at this angle. I'll wait until I get around the other side before I do it, but I think that'll work out. Let's see, so there we go. Let's see if I can actually kind of set them off in this direction, maybe. Like, yeah, I mean, it's not perfect, but I'll get a decent amount. Let's see. Piping Paul says, I'd keep it. You can never have too many bales. Yeah, you know, I was thinking the same thing, and I don't know why I didn't think of this with the last episode. Actually, let me fire this up just real quick and get this unloaded. But I don't know why I didn't think of this in the last episode, but I unloaded all the bales over by the horses, all the hay bales, and it didn't even dawn on me, but I have a bale and pallet storage right there at the farm, Don't know why I didn't just throw it in there. Actually, you know what? No, that's not true. I know exactly why, because I don't have any equipment. So I think I cut out of the episode the part of me ramming the bale into the horse pasture until they accepted it as food. Because I had my truck, or I had I think it's a Land Rover, is the actual mod that I'm using. I could be wrong about that. I'm not familiar with European vehicles that much. But let's see. Ooh, let's get this one as well. Ooh, we're full up. Yeah, this is gonna fill us up right here. There we go. Yeah, this. So I was taking this car here, and I was smacking a bale over into the trigger here until it finally accepted it. But the unfortunate part is that this thing was actually doing a really good job at driving up on top of the bale. So it wasn't that pretty, but it dawned on me after I had gone through all that heartache to get it over here and have unloaded it with no way of moving it right now, that I've got a bale and pallet storage right over next to the sheep. Right there. So that was really silly. Oh, I can open the silo now. I forgot about that. We've got silage. So we're going to have silage from the pit here, 159,000 liters. So we can actually throw all of this into that over there, and we can keep the bales too. I'm gonna have to think about it. It's one of those, do I want the money or do I want the bales kind of thing? Because now that we've got 159,000 liter silage that we can just toss right into that part, I don't know, it's one of those. I'm kind of torn now. Okay, we're on field 97 here. So 97 is going to the farm. Ooh, where's the farmer's market? Where are you at? Oh dear, they're all right on top of you. Oh, of course they are. Which one are you? You're the grain mill. Bales market. Farmer's market. Ooh. Okay, I haven't been to that part yet. Oh man, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. Come on, little Kubota. Oh, oh, it is. It is struggling. That poor little engine's like, why are you making me do this? I'm sorry, I didn't choose you. I chose the contract. Oh man, it is just struggling to get up to speed. There we go. Finally. Finally it's up to speed. So this goes out by the animal dealer and the bale sales. So that's where I got to take this, is just out behind that stuff there. Let's see, I think the turn's coming up here on the left. Yeah, because there's the main farm. There's that driveway there. So, oops. That's the one thing too I like about this, is that there's no collision with these light poles. So there's been several times where, whoa, yay! Been several times where I've driven right through those poles, and in all fairness, I should have just been clobbered. But then there's been many other times where I've smacked into the pole that's in the hedges, that's behind the pole that I should have smacked into. So, I mean, you win some, you lose some. Alright, so we've got the drive. Yeah, there's the animal dealer right back there. So I should be able to just pull in here. Alright, yeah, that's the animal dealer. That's the bale sales. just behind it, so back here. Yes, there it is, right there. Okay. What does that say? Oh, that's the whole Belleron. Okay. Let's dump this in there. And Shazam. Okay, perfect. So now that we've got that in there, let's go ahead and head back to that field. It's the only thing that kind of bothers me about this map is that the roads are so narrow that you always see the oncoming traffic braking as you pass them by. I mean, it's not a huge deal. It's just something that's a nuisance. Let's see. So we've got to. I've got to remember where this was at. It's out behind the biogas plant. That's right. Completed their task. Well, what task did you complete? Oh, that's the mower. Okay. Well, grain takes at 80%. Oh, there's so many things going on. I feel like right now I just want to have a Hank Hill moment, like, oh. And anybody gets that reference, thank you. Thank you for getting the reference. That was a good show back in the day. I enjoyed it. Some good old King of the Hill. Gotta... Oops, that's my turn. Yeah, I got King of the Hill. Futurama was good way back when. What were some other good shows that came out around that time? Back in the day. Trying to think of trying to think of some other good ones. There we go. Alright, let's get this fully unloaded and we'll get this particular trailer out of the way. Let's see. Ooh. I'm gonna butcher the name and I apologize, but Max Leo? How's it going? I'm sorry. I'm terrible with names. Do you mind if I call you Max for short? How are you doing tonight? Hopefully you're having a great day so far. Let's see. Pull the trailer around. Come on. There we go. Perfect. That little Kubota can barely get out of its own way. Alright, let's go ahead and unload this. I would say we're about halfway done with this field. Just kind of eyeballing it. We're about, man, a little less than half maybe. Let's see where this gets us in the fullness of the trailer. Probably around 60-some%, so we're probably going to have to empty this out before we finish the field. That's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little less than half. We'll say in the 40-ish%. There we go. There we go. Perfect. And now, oh, and there's a tree. Okay, so it looks like they did a good job for the most part. See? AI workers, every once in a while you can give them a little bit of praise. Oh, wait. Did I speak too soon? Oh, yes, I did. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, AI worker, come on. I want to root for you. I want to be on your side. Why do you treat me with such disrespect? Ah. I try to defend you. I try every single day. Like I said, I would hate to try and play this game without ever using the AI worker. I think that would be just, oh, that would be so torturous. Having to do all this by yourself, like you wouldn't be able to do anything but one step at a time, kind of thing. It would just be, oh, just absolute nightmare. It's not that it would be a nightmare. I shouldn't say it like that, but it'd be one of those where I just wouldn't feel like I was getting anything done. I would feel like I was just doing one thing at a time kind of thing, and just wouldn't be making progress. I guess that's what it boils down to, is just wouldn't feel like I was getting anything accomplished. There we go. Fold all this up. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Love it. Oh, I need to readjust there. There we go. That's, now we're talking. Sit in the same position for a few hours and you can start to get a little stiff. Alright, so we need to make a left. Left, yes, okay. Ooh. Again, the brakes hard that time. See? Little Kubota can't even get up out of its own way. Alright, so now we need to windrow. After we windrow, then we can bale, wrap, and then transport. I almost want to get the windrow, like a different windrower, wrapper, and trailer. Just to make it, you know, a little quicker. You know what? No, I won't. I will put in the effort. Ooh, oof, oof, oof. Ah, building. Ah. Oh, you know what I could do? What I could do. Boop. And then. Ha ha ha. One trip, two vehicle, or one trip, two tools. Love it. See, I said this in the last stream. I'm going to say it again. My father told me, son, work smarter, not harder. Well, here's smarter. He'd be so proud. And as many of you who have seen my streams will whoa, there's a car, will very much realize that it is starting to get late around here. It's 11:20, and when it gets late, Dave gets tired. When Dave gets tired, Dave gets silly. So, buckle up, let's enjoy the ride. Because I've been told that silly Dave is fun Dave. So, hopefully, this plays out to be true. Otherwise, people have been lying to me my whole life, and then we're going to have other things to discuss. There we go. Let's go ahead and drop that there. Now let's see just how far. I mean, this isn't a huge windrower. This isn't going to get like a big... Yeah, so... Okay, yeah. That'll work. Yeah, now see how we're pulling all the grass from outside the field into the field. It's actually working out really nicely. So we were able to get all that kind of outer boundary grass, get that all mowed, and now we're pulling it into the kind of playable area. Actually, that worked out really well. I'm happy with that. And you'll be surprised in just how many bales that little stretch right there beside the field will actually produce for you. Even if you get 1 or 2 extra bales, it's worth it, especially silage bales, because silage goes for so much compared to any other bales. Oh, grain tank full. Well, you're just going to have to wait a minute now, aren't you? I'm only one man. I will say the one cool thing about this windrower, even though it's small, it's easy to kind of track and be precise as to where you want it to be. So it's one of those where if you're doing like what I'm doing here, where you're just kind of trying to pull in the windrow, it's very easy to just continue to follow the windrow all the way around until you're no longer wanting to follow around anymore. I mean, you can see right there. I mean, I was able to keep tight into the field, and I'm just dragging it until it's, you know, one continuous swath. And really, you could, if you really wanted to get extreme about it, you could continue just encircling this until it's one line, one windrow. I mean, I could absolutely do that. And I've actually done that once or twice, where I've just kind of made a massive windrow of the whole field, and that just saved me. Like, yeah, you're doing like all the passes, but you're doing those passes anyways with the windrower. But when it comes to baling, all you got to do is just jump on top of the windrow, and it just absorbs everything in. Now, the only problem is that with the baler that we have, it makes it rather difficult because you're like dropping it on the windrow and then waiting for it to spit out a bale every 2 seconds. You know, and then the bales are right on top of each other. I think if I do one more lap around, I'll be able to pretty safely not have to worry about the AI worker kind of breaking the windrow. That AI worker, I wanted to defend him. I want to defend the AI, but they make it so hard. Okay. So we're getting there. We are getting... Ooh, come on. Perfect. Yeah, I think this will work out just fine. Oh, Restless Squirrel just subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Restless Squirrel. I appreciate you subscribing. So let me think. If I get to this side of the field, I should be able to then set the worker off. Once I set the worker off, I can unload all the trailers, because I think they're both full at this point. I should say the harvesters are both full. And then should be able to start delivering them, and yeah. Oh. See? I got cocky. There we go. Okay, now we're talking again. There we go. Yeah, this should be more than enough space now to be able to set the worker off and it'd be fine. And once we get down to this end, that's when I'll set them off. There we go. Okay. There we go. So now, oops. There's the harvester. Let's get them unloaded. So I started talking earlier about the video footage that got corrupted from episode 2, where I lost out on all the parsnips. There was a couple of shorts that I was going to create based on a couple of situations that happened there, and I'm really kind of bummed out that I didn't get to make them because of the video getting corrupted. But what ended up happening is when I was harvesting the parsnips, the field and the machine that I was using the massive harvester for the parsnips. But again, because it requires a vehicle to ride beside it in order to unload, I had to get creative as to how I could kind of work my way around that. And what I ended up doing is, here, you know what, I'll show it just real quick. Vegetable. So it's this one, the Daywolf. So when the harvesters unfolded just like this, what I ended up doing is, because the fields were so small and it was just a real nightmare to kind of get my equipment in the right spot, because what was happening is I was riding up against the fences and I couldn't get to the unload point with the harvester because it was basically the output was right over top of the fences. So there was no way for me to actually unload the harvester and keep it moving at the same time. So what I ended up doing is jumping on top of the harvester and nope, wrong category. Nope, still wrong. Jumping on top of the harvester and used this, the Global Goods transport pallet. Literally just bought it, set it on top of there, and it unloaded. And it gave me a 200,000 liter capacity because I got the unrealistic size. So I didn't include that in the episode or anything like that, but I was going to show like a kind of, you know, little hack or tip or whatever you want to call it. But it was that was one of them, you know, kind of showing that off and showing that, hey, you know, if you are working in a tight space like I am, or if you actually just want to have a high capacity, just set this box on top of the harvester as it drives around, and as it's driving it kind of gets pinned. Ooh, speaking of which, where am I going? This was 101. Yeah, 101. So 101 right here. Grain mill, here we go. Where am I? Oh, there we go. Yes, this way. There we go, perfect. So yeah, that was one of the shorts I ended up missing out on because of the video corruption. But then there was another one where I had, because I was originally trying to do the parsnips the way it was intended to. I was originally trying to, you know, use the trailer, use the machine, and was going to go through all the effort. But I very quickly realized that that wasn't worth it, and that's why I got the Global Goods pallet. But when I was trying, what ended up happening was I ended up trying to snake my trailer. Ooh, really twitchy, really twitchy. There we go. Disengage four-wheel steer and just go with the two-wheel. I needed to get into a position because, like I said, the worker doesn't move unless you unload them on the spot. So it was just one of those where I was trying to get the worker into position, trying to get myself into position into the spout so that I could, you know, get them to move again. Well, I had to drive my trailer and tractor through the forest, and it's a pretty tight forest area that was by that field. I was trying to drive it through there, and I ended up getting my trailers stuck. They were stuck in the forest, and I had tandem trailers, so I had like like a train going. It was an absolute nightmare trying to get those two trailers out again. If I got unhitched or if I got unstuck from one of them, the other one would get stuck. If I got the second one unstuck, the first one would get stuck. It was just an absolute disaster trying to figure out how to unclog this forest that I had just congested with two massive trailers. So it was just one of those, it was just an absolute cluster, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me how to get it all said and done. And then finally, I just, boop, just like it just popped out. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. And in that one, it was a gift horse because I had product in both trailers. One trailer was full, the other one was like partially full, and I didn't want to reset it because if I reset it, then you lose all the product that's in the trailers. It just would have been just a disaster. I probably would have missed out on being able to complete the contract. I don't know, maybe not, but I certainly wouldn't have gotten the 30,000 liters of parsnips I got as a bonus on top of the contract cost. So it ended up working out really nice in the end, but it was something worth recording, worth putting out there. But unfortunately, the file got corrupted. I know exactly why it happened. I know I've been having a really bad habit of hanging on to old files on my computer until, a time comes where I just decide to delete things. I need to get better about, deleting files as I no longer need them, kind of thing. Well, what ended up happening is that too many files got saved, and it ended up filling up the hard disk on my computer. And once that happened, boom, the recording I was making at the time all of a sudden, couldn't handle any more space, and then disaster struck. So anytime that it loads up the hard drive like that, the current save that I'm saving, the recording, is all of a sudden just gone. It's no longer usable. It's no longer anything. And up until that point, I was recording up to, like, I think I had 4 hours worth of footage recorded at that point, because it took forever to do that particular contract with the parsnips, as any root crop harvesting tends to be. One thing I hope they update the modders and stuff are some of the mods like this one. These are some of my favorites when it comes to root crops, like this one. The ones where it actually pulls it from the ground and sets it on the ground. Now, I know that if you're doing the harvesting yourself, you can unload this directly from the ground, but you have to do it manually. You can't hire a worker. If you use something like this, the Grimmy pack, this one, you can unload it on the ground and hire a worker at the same time, kind of thing. So it's one of those, I hope that that's something that somebody in the modding community will eventually address. That's my hope. Because what you can do is, after you take all the potatoes out from the ground and load it on, once you take it out of the ground and load it on top of the ground, you can then come by with, what is it? It's, nope, belt systems. The forage pickup. You can come by with this in a big old trailer and just drive over it and just sling it into your trailer and pick it up, and you're done. You don't have to worry about anything else after that. And if you got a big enough trailer, then you can really kind of go bananas. So this field is done. Oops. There we go. And unloaded. Now this was the one going to the farmer's market, right? This is 97. Contracts 97. Farmer's market. Okay. Even at almost, a little more than half full, it still struggles. Hey, turn signal. Okay. So like the previous contract, we're going to take this, deliver what we need to, take whatever we have left over, put it in with the horses. Or I keep saying horses, but we only got one horse. Maybe one day we'll have more than one, but I feel like one is a good place to start. Oh, there. Oh. And I don't know why, but all of a sudden that song, "One is the loneliest number," I don't know why that just, I know why it did, but just popped into my brain. As I keep saying, my brain just works in mysterious ways. I don't know why. The most random thing will just kind of appear out of nowhere. Oh, now what's finished? Is that the grass field? No, grass field's going. Oh, the harvester. The other harvester must be done. I'm really curious in how this map looks not in the winter time, but like in the kind of fall, you can start to see all the colors changing because we're in September now. I bet you this map in the fall with all these kind of thick. Oh dear. Easy there, big boy. What are you doing to me? Holy smokes. You're about to cross the finish line. You don't need to trip 5 feet before it. Anybody out there watch a YouTube channel called Fail Army? Oh, that is... Whenever I'm kind of in the mood to... Not necessarily to see people's pain. That's a way wrong way to describe it. But just... It's almost like a harder America's Funniest Home Videos. Anybody remember that show from back in the day with Bob Saget way back when? I know they had other renditions of it with other hosts and whatnot, but it was one of those. You know, you would see all sorts of different kinds of stuff, from people getting hurt to people, you know, doing silly things, and that's what I feel like Fail Army kind of is, you know, in modern times. Is that, you know, sometimes it's people getting hurt, sometimes it's people, you know, acting goofy and, you know, getting hurt in the process. Wait a minute. What did I just do? Oh no. I went to the wrong location, didn't I? I sure did. Oh no, what did I do? I went to the wrong place. Oh, this is where I needed to go. Silver Eagle, hey, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day so far. I cannot believe I did that. Alright, well, let's dump all this in here and see where it gets us. 77%. Alright, well, we're going to park you right over here, because... Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I did that. What was I thinking? Let's see. Cavalier Roy helped me a lot on my map. Great guy. Absolutely. I've talked to Cavalier Roy a couple of times, and yeah, seemed like a really, really nice guy. So this was actually a map that I've been wanting to do for... Woo, there. Been wanting to do as a Let's Play series for quite some time, and I was really glad that I finally got the opportunity to do it. There we go. Okay, so now, got to remember to take this to the farmer's market. I cannot take this to the grain mill. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I did that. I mean, thankfully, I had the contract for the other one, and I'm going to get the product back. You know, it's just going to be out of this contract rather than the other contract, so it's a silly mistake, but a mistake nonetheless. Let's see, so right, gotta go this way. But no, this like I was saying earlier, this map is absolutely fantastic because of just how modular and customizable it is. It's one of my favorite features about it, being able to kind of make it your own kind of thing. You know, all the little lampposts and stuff that you can cut down to remove a lot of the walls and structures around. You can make pens and pastures into, you know, into open pens and pastures, or you can just remove everything as a whole and just set up something different. You know, it's just, it gives the map structure, but not a rigid sense of structure, if that makes sense. And I really like that about it, because I don't personally, I don't necessarily like maps where it's kind of like a start from scratch, like a very kind of blank canvas kind of thing. 'Cause I'm not really good at being creative personally. Uh, it's very, very difficult for me to make things aesthetically appealing, or at least to to a degree that I would be happy with it. So I tend to avoid those kind of, you know, bare bones basics maps where there's like a forestry map. You know, perfect example where you got to cut everything down, start with that, and then build it up from there. Um, because I just feel like I'm not that good at it. All right, 7,000. I was a little slow on the trigger release, but 7,075 liters for technically for both contracts is my leftover. So let me think. So if we're about halfway with the horse, halfway full. We add another 7,000 liters. That give us about 29,000 if I remember right. There we go. We get to see a tractor and trailer dance here in a minute. Alright, before I dump this in. There. Okay, so we'll have about 12,000 liters of base food and be about 30,000 liters. So that should be alright. Let's watch it dance. Dance trailer. Aw. Almost want to play like rave music. There we go. 12,220. So it's almost maybe 60,000 liters that's in this. That's in the total capacity here. So that looks to be about halfway full. All right, so that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So now, boom, boom. Okay. So I think that actually looks pretty decent. I think the worker actually, you know what? I better just shut my mouth. It's one of those that I'm gonna sit there and give it praise, and all of a sudden it's gonna backfire and not gonna work out well. Let's see. What do we got going on here? We've got Silver Eagle saying very detailed map. Also, yes. J Meister says, "Hey BDD." Hey J Meister. Words are hard. J Meister, how are you doing tonight? Hopefully you're having a fantastic night so far. Silver Eagle says, "Have a good night. I work early tomorrow." Well, Silver Eagle, I appreciate you stopping by really fast, but I hope you have a good day at work and work in the morning. Silver Eagle says, "Hey J Meister," and they say, "Hey Silver." Oops, no, what that? Nah, stop. Why? Why am I pushing buttons? Okay. So now we do the baling. So turn on automatic drop. Lower. And yeah, I can't change the size. I didn't think so. Zoom. Holy smokes. That filled up quick. Let's see. J Meister says he's doing good. Awesome. Glad to hear it. And Silver Eagle says probably try to get on my PC Friday and BS in Discord for a bit. Awesome. Awesome. Oops, what we got here? Hey, J Meister, appreciate the subscription. Appreciate you subscribing. Wow. Yeah, it's getting late. Ah, as as Dust Bunny will very often say on my behalf, and I will say it right now, words are hard. There we go. Perfect. All right, so we're just going to be chugging along, making some bales, because I tell you what. You know, it's funny, Silver Eagle, that you mentioned that, and you might not be in here anymore, but I'm going to say this. Oop, oop, oop. And pay attention to the beeps. Pay attention to the beeps. Um, it's one of those I really should get onto Discord and figure out what that's all about. It's one of those that I think it'd be a good thing for me to do. There we go. And if I understand it right, it's basically just a communication platform where you can do like voiceover chats and stuff like that, right? You know, correct me if I'm wrong in my assessment. There we go. And then roll in here. There we go. Rollin', 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 see that bale rollin'. Let's see, J Meister says, I am right. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, it's one of those that I've had several people, you know, ask if I have a Discord or anything like that. And it's just not something that I had ever really thought of getting. But the more I think about it, the more.
I don't understand.
Who's talking to you? Sorry about that. For some reason, Google decided that it wanted to talk to me. Oh my goodness. I tell you what, there is nothing more scary than you being in the house by yourself. You're just hanging out, and right now it's almost, almost midnight, and all of a sudden just Google, Alexa, or any one of those things just decides, hey, it wants to have a conversation. One of those, it just scares the bejesus out of me sometimes. I'll be sitting there and all of a sudden it just pipes up like that and at full volume. Because my partially deaf self, I have things up louder than what they should be and whatnot, and then all of a sudden they'll speak up and just the absolute worst part. So I've got one of the Google machines pretty much in every major room of the house, so that we can control some of our lights and stuff like that throughout the house, specifically like in the mornings and in the evenings. If we want to like turn on the lights in the mornings, or if we want to turn off the lights in the evenings, kind of thing, we can just yell at Google to do it for us, kind of thing. And it's one of those where, wow, that just shoots up really quick. Um, but for a while there was something going on with Google where it would just start talking to us at like 3, 4 in the morning, and it was at the same time when my daughter was first born. and my wife and I would be just sleeping in bed, and all of a sudden Google at full volume would just pipe up and say, "I'm sorry, I didn't hear that," or "Sorry, this didn't happen," or something would set it off, kind of thing. And there was one time where it happened, and I was just dead asleep in the middle of a dream, and all of a sudden it just piped up. I rocketed out of bed, just completely like the Undertaker from way back in the 90s. Just be laying in bed, completely out of it, and all of a sudden just boom, just shoot straight up out of nowhere. Scared the life out of me. And then, of course, because I jolted up so hard and so fast, that the headboard on our bed smacked up against the wall, made a loud crash, woke up our daughter in the middle of the night, and she was maybe, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months old, somewhere in that ballpark, maybe. And yeah, it just woke her up, which means that we then had to wake up. I mean, it was probably around feeding time anyway, so it wasn't a huge deal, but we ended up switching out that particular unit with a different one that actually was in my office for a little while. And we ended up switching it for that one because it actually has a streaming feature that we can use with our daughter's cameras, because we got a baby cam in our room, kind of thing. So it ended up working out really good. Let's see. J Meister says, yeah, I don't have any of those DLCs except Platinum Expansion. Yeah, so the Platinum Expansion is real good. The Premium Expansion, it's one of those where... Oops. I'm not paying attention to the beeps. It's one of those where you kind of have to decide on whether you think that the tools are worth it or not. I've said it several times. I'll go ahead and say it again here. No. There we go. I don't much care for the map. I'm not a huge fan of Sri Lanka, and I've said that, openly several times. But the new crops that it adds, the new tools, the new equipment, all that stuff, I think is really cool. The kind of new root crops that are now available, the carrots, parsnips, and red beets, I think is a really nice addition. And the tools themselves are really nice because it just kind of offers that different experience than what we're used to. So it's one of those that if you're looking for something that's like the total package where it's a nice map and nice equipment and all that stuff, then my personal opinion, like the whole combination isn't necessarily worth it. But if you're just looking for the new crops, new tools, new things like that, then totally worth it, in my opinion. And what I thought was really cool, which I didn't know until after buying horses on this map, is that the horses on this map require root crops as part of their feed. And they actually integrated the root crops, the new crops, the parsnips, carrots, and red beets, as part of the root crop system. So I was actually able to use the parsnips that I harvested from the previous contract as part of the root crops on my horses. So that was actually a really nice kind of unexpected addition. So yeah, it was nice that it created more options. Wow, look at all those bales just clumped up right there. That's going to be fun to collect. I might get a trailer. I might get an auto load trailer and just say no. No. That mm, that's gonna be a fun one to bail or to wrap. Hmm. Let's see. That's cool. I have a code that I won, but I can't get it to work. Oh, that's a bummer. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Is it for like the is it for like Xbox, PlayStation, or PC? Just out of curiosity. Because if it's for a console, you might be able to get a hold of like uh PC. Uh might be something you might be able to reach out to Giants and they might be able to explain why uh maybe through their ticketing system or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, especially if you can get it for no cost with a code or something like that, it might be worth you digging into and trying to get it. Like I said, the tools are worth it in my opinion. It's the map if you're looking for like the totality. And don't get me wrong, the map is okay, kind of thing. It's just not my cup of tea. And really kind of Giants maps in general. And this isn't a slap against Giants or anything. I've actually come almost 180 on this one. Um, and it was another viewer of mine, Gordon, who mentioned. So basically, I'd mentioned how I'm not a huge fan of Giants maps, and a lot of that has to do with a lot of the kind of dead space that's in it, and what I mean by that is the area in which you cannot purchase. Um, a lot of it has to do with kind of the basic structure of the maps, square fields, very AI friendly, very north to south, east to west kind of structures. Not really much in the way of challenge per se, and it's just one of those that like I said, not my cup of tea. So when I had mentioned that in my map tour of Sri Lanka, Gordon reached out and mentioned how it was that Giants is really going to kind of focus their maps on being the most accessible to all players, not just players like myself who are looking for either a challenge or certain things. They're looking to make maps that are you know going to be accessible to everyone, especially those who are just starting out with the game because they want to get as many new people into the series as possible. And I don't know why I didn't think of that when I originally kind of was doing my map tour or whatnot. But as soon as he said it, it's like, wow, that makes total sense. And I've kind of, lessened my critique on Giants maps quite a bit. Um, but still, even with that being said, they're still just not my cup of tea, kind of thing. Um, Especially because of the inability to buy and to demolish a lot of land and a lot of buildings and things like that makes it very hard to make the map your own and make it uh, very dynamic kind of thing. So it's just one of those that it is what it is. Let's see. So we're gonna get this over to the field, and now I'm gonna catch up with the chat and see what is being said up until this point. Actually, be a good opportunity for me to take a drink real quick. Oh, I'm about to lose my headset again. There we go. So get this over to the field. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get a trailer. I don't think it'd be too smart of me to try in 4 bales at a time. I mean, look at that. There's tons of bales. That would just be silly. Okay. Let's stop right here. Let's see. J Meister says, yeah, my friends told me to do that. Hillbilly Farmer says, well, it's been fun. Enjoyed meeting your wife. Look forward to her joining on the live stream. It's time to say goodnight as 3 a.m. comes early. Absolutely it does. Have a good night and thanks for streaming. Hey, Hillbilly Farmer, thank you so much for coming out tonight and hanging out with us. I greatly appreciate you, coming out and saying hi and being here with the stream. I hope you have a great night, and we will catch you again on the next stream. Let's see. J Meister says it was a Giants coat. Yeah, so absolutely. Definitely reach out to Giants, and they should be able to help you in some way. So let's see. Dust Bunny says, I'm going to sign off as well, Hillbilly Farmer. Can't stay awake. Keep falling asleep. Chat later, Big Daddy. Great to meet Mrs. Meg. Looking forward to some of the fun times you two play together. Yes, absolutely. Hope you have a great night, Dust Bunny. Thanks you also for coming on stream tonight. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to being able to get her on, and I think where we're going to start with that is actually get her onto a stream, not necessarily to play or anything like that, but just kind of get comfortable with being able to talk on stream and whatnot, and just so she's kind of comfortable with that aspect, and then kind of after she's introduced and able to be a little comfortable with being behind a microphone and whatnot, then we'll actually get her into the game itself and be able to really go from there. And I like I said, I really think she'd have a lot of fun playing this. I mean, really so much so that I think that she would end up wanting to buy a copy for herself, which I think would be pretty awesome. But we'll see how that goes. Hillbilly Farmer says good night to Dust Bunny. Dust Bunny says good night to Hillbilly Farmer. Thanks for a wonderful stream, sir. Good night. Well, you are very welcome. You have yourself a good night as well. Again, greatly appreciate you both stopping in and hanging out with me all night. And can't wait to see you all again. As I mentioned before, though, I need to turn on automatic drop. There we go. I am going on vacation later on this week, and I will be offline for a little over a week. So starting on Saturday, what is Saturday? What day is that? Bring that up real quick. Saturday the 25th, and going until December the 3rd. Yes, I will be on vacation for I'll be on vacation for that amount of time, and will be very, very sporadic. There won't be any new fresh content kind of thing. I will try and set up some things to kind of go on in the background, maybe schedule some stuff, but I likely will not be available to reply to messages or anything like that, because I'm going to be out in the middle of nowhere. So having access to internet is going to be probably not achievable, a lot. So it's just one of those where I will chat when I can, but for the most part, it's going to be a kind of offline kind of week kind of thing. So don't think that will be gone for forever. It's just one of those that just for the week. I'll be returning on the 3rd and be hitting it hard as soon as I get back. So if I don't like I said, if I don't reply to messages, or if I don't upload any new content during that time, That's what's going on. And I will be putting out on all my social medias, that information as well, so as to hopefully not catch anybody off guard. Because I know there's a good amount of my viewer base that doesn't come out to the streams, um, so I just want to make sure that it's as openly available as possible, kind of thing. Oh, and now that bale's just going to start rolling for some reason. I guess it was excited to get into the wrapper. I want to be silage. I want to be silage. Oh my goodness. Hillbilly Farmer says, enjoy your week vacation. Yes, I am really looking forward to it. And Dust Bunny says, safe travels to and from. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you both so much. Like I said, really looking forward to it. Like I said, this is my idea of a vacation. Some people are like, oh yeah, let's go on a cruise. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's go like to all these really hustle and bustle cities and places and stuff. Not Dave. He wants to go out in the middle of nowhere and not be bothered. That's my idea of heaven. Turn off the phones. Turn off all the fast pace, the hustle and bustles, and really just kind of reconnect and kind of enjoy things. Ooh, man. For as small as this field is, and this is not a large field, not at all. Ooh, hey. Come on. Pick up. There you go. Jeepers creepers. All these bales that are just kind of packed into this little gully right here is not not the best. There we go. There we go. Beauty. I should have looked at the bale counter before doing all this, just so I could have gotten a scope as to how many bales are on here. I'll figure that out once I get a trailer. Wrapping. Keep that baler wrapping. Maybe this is my sixth sense of humor, but I think it'd be funny for somebody out there make a rap song about rapping. Be like Rapception. But again, that's just me. I don't think too many other people would be excited about hearing that, but could be fun. Holy smokes, look at all these bales. Yeah, definitely get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Was that 12 bales right there? So that's 3 trips just in this shot right here. That's 3 trips fully loaded. And then you got all the rest of these. And it's not like it's a small trip. I mean, you're going, pretty much halfway across the map. Yeah, whoa, there's a bale right there. There we go. Let's see. We need to check something first real quick. Okay. So, you know, while I'm thinking of it, this will be a good time for me to give a shout out to my channel members. And oh, sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, it would be a good opportunity to give a shout out to my channel members. Mark K, thank you very much for being a tier 2 channel member. And that is it at the moment. If you are interested in being a member of the channel, go ahead and go to my main page there and click the join button. We have two tiers for memberships. Tier 1 starting at 99 cents a month and Tier 2 at $4.99 a month. Tier 1 will get you access to things like early access to edited content, such as the episodics, including the Let's Play series, and shorts. Oh, let's turn around. It also gets you access to custom emojis, custom badges, and Tier 2s, just like you heard here, gets you access to shoutouts every single live stream that we do. So, like I said, if you're interested, go ahead and check it out. It's one of those that the money is used to help the sustainability and the growth of this channel, and greatly appreciate all my Tier 2s, all my members in general, and all my subscribers. I greatly appreciate you, every single one of you. And as I try and mention, every time I bring up the memberships, it's one of those that it's certainly not a requirement. It's one of those that's the reason why I set up memberships exactly the way I set them up, is that it's not intended to be some kind of exclusive club or anything like that. It is purely if you enjoy the content and you want to be able to help support the channel, it's a method in which that can be done. Otherwise, just greatly appreciate everybody who is just simply a subscriber. That it goes a very long way in helping the channel as well. You know, so if you are a subscriber, the only thing I ask is you go out and hit the like button. Like I said, it helps out in the algorithms and helps me get out to more and more people. So that is my shout out for my members, as well as just a kind of general, hey, I appreciate every single one of you. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just reading something here real quick to make sure that I've got everything covered, and looks like, yes, perfect. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4 more bales to wrap. Okay. I'm not doing too bad. Oop, oop, there we go. I just tapped it. Just tap the bale. Just give it a little kiss. Actually, while this one's wrapping, this would be a good time to lease a trailer. And go with a auto load. Does this tell me how many? No. There we go. $700. That isn't bad. Almost $800 for a nice little auto load trailer to lease. That's, and that's gonna just come in so handy. There we go. Last one. Perfect. I am thrilled about this. So where's this going again? Okay, this is going to the bale sales. So fold that away. Ditch that there. Alright, let's go pick up that trailer real fast. And then we'll be good to go. So I can't remember if I mentioned this on stream, but something scary happened the other day. So I have a large, it's like a 64-ounce growler. Basically a giant mug to drink out of. And it's refillable, stainless steel kind of thing. Well, the hole to drink out of, is a pretty decent sized hole. Well, normally what I do is I fill it full of ice and water, and it keeps it cold all day long, kind of thing. And I'll just sit there and kind of sip out of it throughout the day. Well, the other day, I was going to take a drink, and a chunk of ice had actually slid into the back of my throat and actually got stuck in my windpipe. And it was terrifying. I've never experienced something like that before. So it was one of those, like, I had to do my best to kind of stay calm, not to panic and freak out. And the scariest part about it is my wife was actually out of the house when this happened. I was all by myself when this happened. So it was one of those where I had thankfully took a breath right before this all happened. So I was able to kind of, take whatever air I had. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Had whatever air I had in my lungs, and was able to kind of, force out the cube, and was fine. So it was a scary moment. Well, I got to looking at my growler the other day after this had happened, and I'm like, okay, there's got to be something I can do, because the hole to drink out of is perfect size for chunks of ice and whatnot to go sliding down, and I don't want this to happen ever again, kind of thing. But I spent a pretty decent amount of money on these growlers, so I don't want to just throw them out and not use them anymore because of something like that happening. So I had a kind of a moment where I'm like, you know what, I'm going to figure out something to do here. Well, I had some perforated stainless steel out in my garage, so I ended up taking that stainless steel and making a wire meshing inside the growler tube, and it ends up working out really nicely, because now I can have my drink and not have to worry about any of the ice kind of sliding back and whatnot, and it works perfectly. It was one of those kind of awesome kind of moments where everything kind of fell in line. But I ended up getting out to the garage and was kind of messing around out there trying to get all the dimensions right, and inside the kind of opening there's a rubber gasket to prevent the contents from leaking when you drink out of the top of it. And it was just one of those where I had to kind of figure out how to get everything to work out where the wire mesh was going to actually sit flush in there, but wasn't going to interfere with the contact that the rubber gasket was going to make. So it was one of those where I had to like really kind of figure things out. Oh, of course I'm one short. No. Okay. You got me. One bale short. Ay. Oh, now the struggle. The struggle is real. The struggle is real. Come on, little Kubota, you can do it. I think you can. I think you can. I think you can. One bale short. I cannot believe it. So, okay, so you know what? This is actually 34 bales, so 35 bales total from that field. 35 bales at 4 bales a pop. If I were to run this through the forks, I mean, why would have been almost Well, it would have been 9 trips. 9 trips back and forth. Holy smokes. Like that just seems like the wrong set of equipment to me. Now I'm gonna have to be so... I went the wrong way, didn't I? Wait, did I? Didn't I? Did I? I did go the wrong way. Darn it. Alright, bail out. Bail out. Let's see. Well, I guess I could have continued to go down that road and just taken the little side road. I think there's a little side road that's just a little bit further down behind me. Like I said, I don't have too many complaints about this map. There's not many complaints at all. I really enjoy this map. But the PDA for this map is really hard to read. You know, trying to figure out where a lot of the lanes are, where some of the road networks are, just really is difficult to read sometimes based on the map itself. I wish I was just a little bit more well defined, but other than that, absolutely love this map. It's such a good one. Let's see, so I need to... I wonder if it's going to be able to reach without unloading the bales onto the ground, or if I'm going to have to load these in the ground and reload. Alright, let's do... There we go. Ooh, 73. There we go. The rest of those are mine, so... I wonder, can the... can the cow barn with the automatic feeder, can it accept bales? Does it accept bales? I don't know if it does. We're gonna find out. Let's see. Let's see if it accepts it. The silage is there. Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think it would. That's alright. What we can do is take these and load these here. Uh-oh. There it goes. Ooh, you know what? Ooh. I just remembered. This will be a good opportunity to use this to move my other bales. Haha, nice. Ooh, I almost forgot about that. I've got all these bales right here, and I can load those in. Yay! That's awesome. So now can load these. Look at that. Fantastic. Now let's go get that other bale. Let's see. 35. Okay, okay. So we got 13 silage bales. Oh, one silage bale with 600. What? Okay. Alright, let's take this back and grab that one bale. One bale. Oh my goodness. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Alright. So yeah, there's a road, like a little lane that just kind of follows along the side of the fields. I think it's just past this tree line on the left. There's a little house that's tucked in right back here, and yeah, there it is. There's the opening for it right there. Right here. Perfect. And then that's the main road right there. And I think... oh, we're going to have to do a swoopy-doo right there. And there. I think... if I go up here, and I think it's to the left. See, I'm learning. I'm learning. Was it? Wasn't back here? No, that's the farm. Nope. Keep going. Keep going. It's the next one. Is that it right there? I think this is it. Yep, that's it. That's it right there. Yes. Look at that. That worked out nicely. Let's see. Operational position. Alright, this worked out really nice. I'm glad. Best $700 I spent. And we've got a whole bunker that's full. Oh, you know what? So on the last stream, I had pointed out something, and I finally got my answer. So, whoops. Or you know what? I'll wait to show it. I'll wait to talk about it until we get back to the farm, because it'll just be easier to show it. So you can, to kind of preface what I'm getting at here, as you can see, we're in the month of September. I cut all the grass on all my fields inside my animal pens in August. So we're 1 month removed, haven't rolled them, haven't fertilized them, haven't done anything along those lines. They are what they are. So when I had done all that work, I had obviously saved the game, left to do something that later that day, and then came back that evening to continue recording. And when I had come back, all the grass that I had just cut, just saved, and loaded into the silage clamp had oops, no, not that one, keep going. All the grass I had cut and loaded into the silage clamp had regrown, just automatically, just no like regrowth or anything like that. It was just gone from me cutting it and back again once I opened up the save file. Well, I think it was Dust Bunny. I'm positive it was. Dust Bunny had mentioned that I had run into this issue in one of my previous Let's Plays, the Valley of the Old Farm, where I had tried to delete the grass by using plows and make fields and whatnot, where I was able to make fields, but the grass texture itself had regrown over top of it. Unfortunately, the grass texture was not harvestable grass. It was just a visual display for grass on the Valley Old Farm. This one is actually usable grass. You can actually, get a swath out of it. Well, you can see as I'm approaching the fields right here at the farm, they're all regrown and they're back. So what I was curious about is I wondered if I could destroy them by plowing them out and making them into actual fields. So I got a little test area on the backside of the horse pasture to test that theory out. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. So 14 bales at... Alright, let's see how much product that actually is, because now I'm curious. 3,500 times 14 bales. It's 49,000 liters of silage plus the 630 is 49,630. So we've got quite a bit of silage. And the round bales, 9,000 times 10. So that's 90,000 liters of hay. So we've got quite a bit of hay and quite a bit of silage. So anyways, like I was saying, all this stuff regrew and whatnot. I destroyed a kind of test area. Let's uncouple that. And let's see if we can... I'm pretty sure you can see where I kind of carved into. But I did it in the back to where it's not going to be like very visible and not an area I plan on going to that often. There's my horse. Let's see. Way back here. Yeah, so you can see there's... You see the kind of color texture difference? Like here's area where it was already just kind of messed up for some reason. And then this is all area that... Or no, this is all area that I kind of plowed out. So it was just one of those... It's kind of weird in how it works, but I guess in pens and pastures you have to just leave them as is. As best as... At least based on experiences that I've had up until this point. Because this is now the second map where I've tried to do something inside the pastures, and at least I'm able to get harvest material out of this. But the whole reason I was saying this is because if I wanted to, I could literally mow the grass, get the swath off the fields, load it into the bunker silo, save, exit, come back into the game, and then redo it all over again. I could get millions upon millions upon millions of liters. I could fill up this whole bunker in the span of an afternoon kind of thing. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do my best to stick on a 3-month rule. So every third month, I'm going to allow myself to harvest my fields, my grass fields, and mow them and go from there. And either turn them into silage, turn them into hay, whatever. So that's the kind of future plan when it comes to these fields here. I have no intention on just kind of taking advantage of this kind of either glitch or just a I don't want to say oversight, because I don't think it's an oversight of the map maker. I think it's a kind of quirk of the game kind of thing. That's just something that within pens and pastures themselves, that the grass doesn't work the same as grass everywhere else on the game. That's just my guess. So yeah, that's going forward every third month. So right now we're on the second month. No, we're on the first month. No. If I harvest in August, we'd be into September. I could harvest in October, but I'll likely harvest in November. That's when I'll have my last harvest. And I think that's within the realms of realism. And I'm also going to stick to the calendar as well. Yeah, so November's the last harvestable month. So that's when I'll harvest again. The grass is in November. So that'll be the technical kind of stage 2 of growth for grass. I won't get stage 2 grass growth results of product, but it's something. So let's go ahead and collect. And there we go. 1,000 500, wow, 151,000. Yeah, wow. Why, what was I thinking there? There we go. So that's returned. So yeah, we're doing all right. We've got 25 bales tucked away in here. We've got a bunch of product that we're working on. We've got all this in here that we need to unload and figure out what to do with. I mean, we've got some moves to make. I mean, really, I've got to figure out how I'm going to get product off the ground here and be able to transport around. I might get myself a telehandler or maybe even a wheel loader of some kind. I don't know. Uh, I mean, the cheapest wheel loader is like 165,000. So, oh no, this one here, 40,000. But this thing is slow, so slow. Yeah, I think probably a telehandler would work best. Maybe. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But do a telehandler, or could do a skid steer. Could do something like this. Maybe yeah, who knows? Need something for around the farm that we can kind of, putter around in and be able to move bales and pick up stuff from the bunker here. And then we need to figure out how we can turn the bales here into loose so we can load them into this this feed. It's not a mixer, it's a feeder. But I don't think this takes bales. I think you wait. 2,000 liters of silage. Wait, so it did take the bale. It just didn't take it immediately. Oh. Oh. Well, shoot. That's a whole new ball game right there. That's a whole new ball game. Okay, so I don't even have to get like a feed mix or anything. I could just literally take the silage and dump it in there. Ooh. Okay, okay. Well, that's good to know. So yeah, you figure we've got 159,000 liters here. We've got 60,000 plus liters here. So that's over 200,000 liters that we can chuck in there. We've got all this hay in here. I might take another bale of the hay and throw into the horses. Because you figure the horses, about 9,000 liters. A little over. I can chuck in another bale, give them 18,000 liters. Total of hay and 12,000. Yeah, so... I mean, the horse would be good and fed for quite some time. Yeah, I think we're making some good progress, but you figure right now it is 12:43 my time, Eastern Standard, so it's one of those, it's getting late, and I've got to be up in the morning for work. So I want to thank every single person who came out here tonight and hung out with me. I greatly, greatly appreciate you all coming out, and hope you all enjoyed the stream. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing that shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope that you all have a fantastic day, night, evening, wherever you are in the world. Take care.